every now and then you can spot a new beast on the roads, a new model. And because these are the times we live in, that's usually an SUV. The Audi Q8. Finally, Audi's answer to the BMW competitor X6. But Audi actually isn't aware of something. The BMW X6 was never meant to be made. It's just simply X5s that fall off the production line on the roof and get squashed. That's why they look like that. But Audi, no, they decided that they would actually like to design the rear. That's why it looks so good. Okay, being prettier than the X6 is not a huge challenge. What is, though, is if you're designing the most luxurious Audi's SUV. The front mask is alright, but I don't like the fog lights and the black plastic under the headlights. Brands have been migrating fog lights away from the bottom of the bumpers, but that's like removing all landing wheels from airplanes because they look better and more aerodynamic that way. This model sports the big 22-inch alloys and even bigger tires, which visually make the big Q8 seem smaller. The rear has elongated brake lights across the entire width, which is reserved only for the A8, A7, and now the Q8. Okay, it's time we talked about something. Piano black plastics. Here, look at this surface. Why? Look how dirty it is. This is a new car. It's supposed to be luxurious. Yes, it does have a lot of space in the back, but why? If you've sat in the new A6, 7 or 8, then you'll recognize the interior. Everything is mostly digital or touch sensitive now. Goodbye, physical buttons. Surfaces are wrapped in soft materials, which is nice and comfortable, but there's too much use of lacquer, making things shine. This means dirt and scratches long term. The rear has a lot of space, while the rear seats can move back and forth in a 40-60 configuration. The rear passengers also have their own climate controls. The Q8 currently only has one diesel V6 with 286 horses, soon to be joined by a less powerful diesel and more powerful petrol for the SQ8. The first thing you notice when you sit into the Q8 is that it's very spacious. You feel like you're in a cathedral almost. One, because it is quite big, it is quite spacious inside, and two, because of this big panoramic roof, which is quite nice. Now, the passengers in the rear will have lots of legroom space, but as far as the driver goes, well, it's an Audi. It drives like an Audi. It's very comfortable, it's very refined, nice, it's got the air suspension, so that's all lovely. This one with the S-Line equipment level, the car in front of me just stalled. Now this one with the S-Line equipment level has of course the S-Line steering wheel, which is lovely. I always tell that to people, get at least the S-Line steering wheel or the M if you're taking the BMW, for example. I've got a digital instrument cluster here, digital infotainment, digital climate controls, everything is digital touchscreen, blah, blah, blah. The one thing I really like is this giant heads-up display. I really like that. It's much bigger than usual, and it's very clear, nice, and the focus point is pretty much almost where you look at the road, so you don't have to focus your eyes on the dashboard. If I have to criticize it, I already did that at the rear before. These engineers and designers get billions in euros to design these cars, and they cannot think of a better material than this damn piano black plastics. It's everywhere. My fingerprints and dirt and everything is going to go everywhere. Why? Why? It only looks good in the brochure.
So, if you have enough money for a Q8, you'll also need enough for a cleaner who will live in the boot and clean the surfaces after every drive. Now you're probably wondering about the price. The base Q8 costs 83,400 euros. But then get ready for extras, like the 22-inch alloys for 5,000, matrix LEDs for 2,000, or the Bang&Olufsen Advanced system for over 8,000 euros. Yep, need to save up more.